ball hit me in the hands, and I fumbled. Coach Hayes took me out of the game right after that, and I thought that I had blown my big opportunity. Oh, you know, I had a lot of special moments during my time playing here at Ohio State, but the moment that really stands out in my mind happened to happen my freshman year here at Ohio State, because my freshman year was the very first year that freshmen were allowed to play varsity football. Back in the early 70s, 1970, it made me eligible to play on the varsity team. So my number one goal when I got to Ohio State was to make the varsity team, because a lot of people told me I shouldn't come to Ohio State because of my size. I was too small and I'd never get a chance. Well, I felt I knew my abilities better than anyone else, so I took it as a challenge to come here. Well, the first game that we had that year, a home game, Coach Woody Hayes allowed everybody to dress. That game started, and it was against the University of Iowa. In the fourth quarter, with a couple of minutes to go in the game, Coach Hayes gave a few freshmen an opportunity to play, and I remember how excited I was, because this was my big chance. If I could get in the game, run for a touchdown, or make a big play, you know, maybe he put me on that varsity team. But again, that was my goal. First play called was an 18 sweep, which was a pitch out to me going around the right side. Great opportunity for me. Man, was this a great opportunity for me. We broke the huddle, lined up in the I formation. Quarterback started calling the signals, and as he called the signals, I got to thinking. I said, you know, I wonder if our offensive line is going to open up the same type of hole for me as they've been opening up for other running backs to run through. Well, the ball was snapped, and as soon as the ball was snapped, I did something that was fundamentally wrong. You all know that the most fundamental thing you do in football is you catch the ball. And when you catch the ball, you got to keep your eyes on the ball. So when the quarterback went to pitch the ball to me, instead of me keeping my eyes on the ball, watching the ball come in my hands, I looked towards the hole in which I was going to run through. And I looked towards that hole. I was shocked, because those guys opened up a big, huge hole, a hole big enough you could drive a truck through. So instead of me turning back towards that quarterback and watching that ball come in my hands, I kept my eyes on that hole, because I wanted to make sure it didn't go anywhere. Me with my eyes on the hole, the quarterback pitched the ball to me, the ball hit me in the hands, and I fumbled. Coach Hayes took me out of the game right after that, and I thought that I had blown my big opportunity. Went home that night, and my father sensed something was wrong with me. He asked me about it. I told him, I said, Daddy, no, I don't know that I get another chance. And my father, like he would always do, he gave me encouragement, told me, hey, you'll get another chance. You're just a freshman. You got a lot of time. Our next game was also a home game, and it was against the University of North Carolina. Again, because it was a home game, everybody was allowed to dress. Game against North Carolina started first quarter. North Carolina blocked the punt of ours, went ahead of us 7-0. And all of a sudden, midway through the first quarter, call from the bench called Griffin. Kept calling Griffin. I knew he wasn't talking to me. Couldn't have meant me, because I was a 15 tailback. I was on the scout squad. I had fumbled the week before. Couldn't have meant me. But they kept calling Griffin, and I was the only Griffin on the team at the time. I went up to Coach Hayes. He grabbed me by the shoulder pad, told me to go in and tailback. Right then, I got all excited and went to run out onto the field. And when I went to run out on the field, one of my teammates called me back, because of all of the excitement, I had forgotten to take my helmet with me. Couldn't believe that he had mentioned me to go into the game. All I can tell you, though, is I got myself together. I went into the game, and I'll be totally honest with you. I was in a daze the whole time. All I know is my number was being called, and I was running with the ball. I know that I played about 2.5 quarters, because I came out of the game at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And when I came out of the game, beginning of the fourth quarter, the 86,000 fans at Ohio State of that day, they stood up and gave me a standing ovation. And they did that because in those 2.5 quarters, I had rushed for 239 yards, which at that time was an Ohio State rushing record. And that was the most exciting moment I ever had playing the game of football. And I started when I was 9 years old, played my last game when I was 31 years old. It happened my freshman year here at the Ohio State University. It was the springboard to my career here at Ohio State University.